Alec from Vacuum Spot here. I've had a few emails just recently asking if I could do a video showing some people how to pull apart the radix assembly on a Dyson DC08. All we need is the radix assembly itself. Now, if you've replaced the filters on your Dyson and you still haven't got much suction, it could very well be that you've got a blockage inside these little tubes around here. Now, it doesn't happen all the time, but it is fairly common. All you need to do is just remove your dust container, put that aside. Now, I actually cleaned this one earlier, so I didn't have to do the video with dust and muck everywhere. This is the first part to remove. You just grab that, squeeze and push down. Basically, it just moves it out of shape, releases the suction seal, and it's able to be removed. The next step is 2 screws down here to help get the handle off. Now, you'll need a number 15 Torx driver for this, which is a little star-shaped screwdriver. Now, this part here, you've got to lift up, and then at the same time you push it forward. Now, this one moved fairly easily, but if you need a bit of assistance, you can pop a little screwdriver here and just push or lever this grey part forward, and that'll lift off. I tend to leave the screws in and just put it to one side so that I keep everything nice and neat. Next screw is this one here. That just comes off. Now, even though you've got 3 screws out, this still won't come off because it's actually held inside. The next 3 are here, here and here. Now, this is something, if you've got a little bit of time, it doesn't hurt to do this once a year or so. Any more than that would be probably a bit overkill. But for anyone who's doing servicing on a Dyson, you really should pull this all the way apart instead of just putting a vacuum in here, because you can get this section looking clean and then the next part being quite blocked. So once those screws come out, put them to one side. All you need to do is just gently lever this up. Okay, now if it doesn't come up in the one spot, just move it around and lever as you go. That comes off, and this gasket or seal, that can be removed as well. Now, this and your cone can all be washed in the sink, and this is the next part. Okay, there are 2 screws, one here and one on this side, and they're the last 2 screws that we're going to need to remove. Upside down, and now we can get access to, it's a manifold. This part here is called the manifold. Now, this here goes into our washing pile, and this part here normally is quite stuck onto this. Now, this particular one is brand new. The reason for it is I washed this one just before, and I found that if you leave the other one on a heater for too long while you forget about it, you can actually warp the whole thing, and yeah, you ruin it. So there's an extra special tip for you. This gasket comes off. This is about the only part you can't wash. If this, because some customers will wash this, when you put it back in, it won't sit perfect, and what you'll end up doing is catching more material in here than if you just left it alone. This is the normal place for heaps of blockages. The air goes through these little tubes, and after a little while you start to get plugs, as in a little bit of hair will actually physically block that entire airway, and so where you should have 12 airways, over time you'll lose 1, 2, 3, and the machine will lose suction quite rapidly from that point. So all of this can be washed it must be bone dry before you reassemble it, and ordinarily I do use a heater, but I would normally put a towel on top of the heater and not leave it there for terribly long. So, having given you an excellent what not to do, I'll quickly throw this one back together. Okay, we lay our gasket back on, put the manifold on next, and the lid goes on right after that. Put this screw in, and since we're already there, we can put the handle back on. Now, what you've actually got to do, there's a little guide here. This part goes in first, and you push down and back, and you'll know it's right when it sits squarely here. There should be no gap in that section. Quickly tighten those up. Okay, and now we start with the two here. Just look for your hole, because now it's clean. Ordinarily it'll be quite dirty and mucky in there, so getting them out might be a little bit of a problem, but getting back in you won't have any dramas at all. And look, I'm well aware that this isn't perfectly clean. There are little bits of material here. To be honest, I just didn't have a pointy little brush today. Not quite sure where it's gone, but we have got visitors in the house, so maybe they're thieves as well. This goes on like so. This really does need to be clean all around here, otherwise you won't get a good seal. And this just gets turned up. Now there are three possible ways it can go on, but only one of them will it actually sit properly. And when it squishes all the way down here, just check that your gasket is neatly around the edge, and that's perfect. So just drop our three screws in. Don't over tighten them, because over time the plastic will become a little bit brittle. So as soon as you feel it being firm, that's all you need to do. Put your cone seal back in, and that you just put in on an angle like that and push it until you hear it click. Your locking clip lines up with the front of the handle and just pushes back on. And there you go. That's one radix assembly on a DC08 cleaned. Another great tip from Alec at Vacuum Spot.